Hi guys, it is Cara, the Bubblelush. So I'm going to film my 36-week update now. I'm currently 37 weeks, so I'm not going to include a belly shot in this video. I'm just trying to get caught up.
Spider-Man is gone.
Oh, Spider-Man is gone? Here, let me try to find him.
Spider-Man is so wet.
Yeah, oh no, where's Spider-Man? Hold on guys, I gotta find Spider-Man. Ooh, oh, I think I found Spider-Man. I don't know which one you're on. Let's try this one. Don't touch. Play. Okay, here you go.
Spider-Man, thank you.
You're welcome. Alright, sorry about that. Okay. Okay, so I'm 36 weeks pregnant, and I'm very excited because I'm only 1 week away from being full-term at this point. 4 weeks or like a month away from my due date. Everything seems to be like just going in fast forward. Like the days, I have so much to do and it's so hard to get anything done. 1, because I'm exhausted. 2, because I feel this like I'm starting to get this overwhelming guilt about Hannah no longer being an only child and losing some of our attention, and I feel guilty about that. I'm super excited for her to have a little brother, but I'm also just being greedy with our time together and just trying to like snuggle her and do as much special mommy and Hanny stuff as I can. And because I'm doing all that, I don't have a lot of time to like work on the projects that I need to do in order to get ready for the baby. So I feel like I'm just kind of chasing like a hamster on a wheel type thing, and I'm getting nowhere. But I am fitting in a lot of good quality time with Hannah, and that's super important. So anyway, that's kind of where my mindset is at this point. I wanted to talk about Hannah's big girl room. I'm in it right now. I like filming in the nursery, especially when I'm doing pregnancy updates and talking about babies. I know the lighting isn't that great, and maybe the coloring isn't good for my skin tone or whatever, but this is like the room where I have my babies. I don't know, I just like talking about, I like doing pregnancy updates in here. So this is Hannah's, I've been referring to it as Hannah's big girl room because since she is going to be a big sister, I wanted her to feel really special. I'm kind of leery about regressions or sibling rivalry or her, I just don't know how she's going to respond to this new baby because I don't have a younger siblings. I don't know what that's like. So I can only imagine. So I just want her to know like how special she is and how much we love her. And she was also ready to transition to a big girl bed. So my parents brought up the furniture from my childhood room, and we're considering having it like professionally painted later on. It's like not in the budget right now, but I love the bones of the furniture. I love the shape and the carving and stuff in the furniture. It's not quite the right color. So anyways, so we have her big girl bed, and she has her big girl dresser, and her dresser is actually shared with William. Hannah has 3 drawers and he has 3 drawers. She also I went through her closet and got rid of all the 2T stuff because she is firmly in 3T now, and I added some of William's stuff up in there. So this is like, if you look at the room, like 60 to 75% of the floor space is all Hannah. And really, William is represented in here by his crib, 3 drawers and a dresser, and a little bit of stuff hanging in the closet. So I'm calling it like a shared nursery, but the truth is that basically just his clothing is stored in here. His crib we keep in here, but he's going to be sleeping in our room in a co-sleeper because I'm going to be breastfeeding, and that worked really well for Hannah. So we call this her big girl room, and she knows the areas and stuff that are William's and that she needs to kind of stay away from, but that's what I'm referring to. They are still technically sharing a nursery because I'm not going to get rid of the guest room until, you know, grandparents have come out and seen the new baby, and, you know, like, there's no reason right now for us to lose our guest room if he's not even going to be sleeping in there. He's sleeping in our room until he's probably 6 months old. Once he is 6 months old, Hannah will be about 3. It's going to be September, and then we can kind of decide if we're going to do it before or after Christmas. you know, move him into his own room. This is probably going to stay the girls' room. The guest room will turn into a boys' room. And then, fingers crossed, we have baby number 3 because we've always wanted to have at least 3 kids. They, I guess, will just slide if it's a girl. They'll share a room with Hannah. If it's a boy, they'll share a room with William. So that's kind of where things are going right now. I call this her big girl room. It is technically a shared nursery, but he's not really in here. Does that make sense? Perfect. I'm going to do a tour of it, not right now, because we are currently working with Hannah on letting her kind of dress herself. And this morning she made a disaster with her clothes. It was not a good morning of dressing yourself. So I've got to clean her room. But that is on my list of videos to make. Okay, moving on, the rest of the 36-week stuff. So Hannah moved into her big girl room. I did lots and lots of nesting. I started packing my delivery or hospital bag. And the big question was, am I going to pack a labor bag? Like last time I was going into it doing hypnobirthing, wanting a water birth, even though I was doing an induction. So I had a bag of all this labor aids and stuff. But if I'm going to just have a scheduled C-section because the baby's not turning and I don't think I'm going to do a version, then do I pack that? So it was kind of this big moment this particular week when I actually packed that labor bag, because it was like, I'm going to give myself a little bit of hope. He still has time to turn. I might still need this. I haven't completely given up the idea of having a vaginal birth, but you know, I'm just kind of preparing myself for a C-section or whatever happens. And that's such a weird place to be in. It's hard to like mentally prepare for anything and everything, but yet still have the desire to do a VBAC. You know what I mean? Okay. We also did a ton of nesting. We're starting to work on the family room. So we have a den downstairs, and it was just this dark room. And I used to film vlogs down there about a year ago. I had my computer down there and everything. It got to the point where, and I would film down there after work. So my mom or Chris would be upstairs with Hannah. I would go downstairs, I would film a vlog and edit it in kind of the quiet peacefulness of the den, all by myself. And Hannah hated being down there. We tried bringing toys down there, she had no interest in it. And so it was just this unused room, and it had such great potential. And so we are finally tackling that and making it a family room. It's going to be my office. I'm gonna have my computer and everything there, so I can like actually make videos more often and edit them and reply to emails. That would be great, instead of just having my computer on the dining room table and constantly getting interrupted. We're gonna have our library is still going to be down there. We're going to have our futon/couch with our extra TV, our gaming systems, and all of Hannah's toys, and a fun place for her to play. We're also going to have a place for William, like a baby area. So it's a big undertaking because it's not necessarily like money, it's more design and layout and little projects to make it a functional living space that everyone enjoys being in. So that's been a huge, huge undertaking. We were going to try to do it in January, but other projects kept coming up. And so because now I'm so pregnant, my husband had to paint that room by himself. Like, I just had no patience for painting at this point. So in the meantime, I set up the pack and play in the living room. I set up the co-sleeper in our bedroom to get used to like having to roll out of bed around a co-sleeper. And I sanitized all our bottles, all my pumping equipment. I got it all stored and like ready to go. And I'm going to make a video about that because it's something that I didn't do before Hannah was here. And I had to kind of like figure out where I was going to keep all my bottles and pumping equipment after she was here. And so now that's something I'm preparing ahead of time. And I was going to share it just in case you guys were interested. So that's going to be a quick video I'm hoping to do later this week. And was there anything else? No. So the whole week leading up to 36 weeks, we're trying to get all this stuff done, trying to nest, trying to get the house all organized, completely reworked around a baby. And I am so uncomfortable. I cannot even put it into words. I felt like I was having to breathe through every movement because I was just so uncomfortable because of the way the baby was laying. because he was transverse. He's laying like this in my stomach, and he's just bulging out the sides. And it got to the point on Friday night, the night before I turned 36 weeks, I could like barely breathe or move, or I just felt awful. So I was doing the cat-cow where you arch your back and then you roll your shoulders back, and that was helping a little bit. And then I got down and I did my spinning babies, and I put my forearms down on the ground, and I came back up after 30-45 seconds, and I felt my stomach, and all of a sudden I was no longer this wide. I was only like this wide. He moved. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel him move while I was upside down, but as soon as I came up, I could tell. And I was like, maybe he's not. And I have no idea if he's head up or head down, but I can breathe. It felt so much better. My husband did not believe me. He was like, there's no way you got that baby to turn. You've been doing that stuff for months. And I was like, I feel my stomach. And he felt, and he was like, oh my gosh, he actually turned. And I was like, I know. So that was the huge thing. The night before I turned 36 weeks, he turned. And I think he's head down, but I'm not quite sure. So join me on my 37-week video, and we'll talk all about the ultrasound and what's going on, and I'll do a belly shot. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.